Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, I have technical difficulties. Let me add in Rocio. Hold on. Okay. Did you get the invite, Rocio? Rocio? Are you in? You got it? I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I had technical difficulty this morning. Okay. Bring on. Add. I add you in, sweetheart. Bring on. Okay.
Hey,
There
I'm
you
here.
go.
I'm upside down. What's going on? Hold on a second. Let me flip this around. Am I
Working?
there?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to turn my phone on. Oh, there you go. You got it. You got it.
I think I figured it out finally.
Good morning. I'm sorry. I had technical difficulties as well myself. I don't understand how come we practice. But anyhow, it happens, eh?
It happens, yeah.
Well, thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the Co-Parenting in Harmony Facebook Live.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to have you on. Let me introduce you. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We're speaking today with Rocio Martinez.
Yes, you can call
Hi.
Rocky. So much easier.
Okay, Rocky. She's a mother of three and also a grandmother of three with another one on the way.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, Rocky is an entrepreneur and a founder of Smart Life Investments. And she's also a certified transformational life coach who specializes in your mind and spiritual transformation for everyone's success. She provides emotional intelligence and spiritual detox. So, welcome again to this Facebook Live.
Thank you. Thank
Rocky.
you for having me. Thank you for having me, Anna. You're amazing. I think I'm still having a little bit of a troubles adjusting my camera. So just let me know if you need me to move.
Maybe just a little bit in the middle so we can see you. Yeah, that's it.
That
That's
better?
perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
So just to let our viewers in, Rocky contributed her story in co-parenting in harmony, creating a ripple effect, and her story is very amazing because it's really about the mindset. It's all about the mindset. And her story is titled, You Will Know a Tree by Its Fruit. I'd like to read a little passage before we move forward, if it's okay with you, Rocky.
Absolutely.
On page 148 of the book, Rocky wrote, you see, humans are like trees. We have roots and we bear fruit. So she talks about, do you know what kind of tree, what kind of type of tree you are? Mm-hmm. And there's a proverb that says that you will know a tree by its fruit. It's about our belief systems. It's about our belief system creates our roots in our current situations, which are emotions, our relationship, and whatever we have inside. Right. So this is an amazing story, and I love it because it really is about mindset. It's all about what you think, how you perceive. It really is about the mindset. The more you create, the more you focus on the good. Sorry, the more you focus on the good, the more you will attract the good, right?
Right, absolutely.
So since we're talking about co-parenting, I want you to talk to me. I want you to ask me more about, well, not ask me, but talk to me more about the tree of life. What do you use as an analogy? Why do you use this as an analogy, the tree of life?
Well, Anna, honestly, I mean, I used to think that we just went about life the way we best can. That we do our best, right? And then life happens. So I used to think that it had nothing, whatever happened had nothing to do with me. Because I was just doing my best. And when I read that proverb, it really made me think, okay, I keep hearing and seeing, even there's art about the tree of life and all these things in culture, right? And I started really digging deep and started thinking, what is that about? What kind of tree am I if that's the case? what kind of tree? So I started realizing how in life we are like a tree, and when we're babies and we get planted, in this human existence, it's like a seed that everybody has to water, and then we start getting roots, which could be cultural roots, it could be religious and philosophies and education that we get. And next thing you know, when we become teenagers and adults into an early adult life, that's when we start seeing the fruit of those roots.
Roots. Yes, I
Right.
like that analogy, which is so true because whatever was feed in, whatever what was fed to
What
us,
was fed to us.
that, yeah, what was fed to
Mm.
us in every which way, when we become adults, well, whatever was fed to us, which is positive or negative,
Right?
then it's the outcome that we have in our relationships with ourselves, with
Absolutely.
others, with exactly. So, what three steps did you use to defeat the fear, your anxiety, in order maybe prior or after your divorce? Was this prior or after? I guess it was after your
It was
divorce,
after.
obviously.
It was
Yeah.
after. To be honest with you, I didn't even know I had fear. I just,
Okay.
because
That's good.
in my mind, I just thought I was this strong-willed Hispanic girl, and she's gonna defend her children and go forward. So I didn't realize I have fear. And I was having anxiety in the sense of like not sleeping well, not eating well, things like that. Uh, and I was trying my best to be happy in my little family that I was just with my daughters and myself. So I had no one to blame, and I realized, wait a minute, I'm still getting angry for no reason.
True. True.
I'm still like the sweetest person you could ever meet one moment, and the next minute I become like a different human being. So
Yes, because divorce does change. It does change us, a divorce, yes.
right, so it was more than the divorce; it was the root of my life, which it was the
Ah,
fear, and I didn't realize that I had it until I had no one else to blame.
okay. Okay, so it was about blaming. It was about blaming others and not taking
Not taking the
responsibility.
responsibility of my part. So the, the 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 three ways, it was first to acknowledge that there was something that I was responsible for and that I could change. And
Exactly.
second, start to realize, okay, where is this fear coming from? To really address that, where is it coming from? Am I telling myself stories? Or am I hearing my grandmothers and the old tales? Am I just hearing that and believing it? And because of that, I'm just so anxious and worried all the time, and I want to be such a perfectionist. When I
But
read,
but 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 may I interrupt? But why did you fear after the like you got divorced? What was your fear?
oh, well, there was fears of my ex not being a good parent, him not
Okay.
doing a good enough job because he's a male, and in the culture, in the Hispanic culture, the women, we do everything.
Excuse me, it's not only the Hispanic culture, it's all women.
All women,
We
yes.
yes, we do have we do I read a book recently and boy did it touch home. Women, because in the old and in the caveman days, women took control of everything because the men had to go out and hunt and the woman had to stay inside the cave and took control of everything.
Right,
That's why we have a tendency of controlling
right,
everything.
right. So
Yes,
so I thought he's not gonna know what to do. He's not gonna feed them right. He's not gonna put. So I told myself all these stories that it was not just my stories. It's culturally like what I kept on hearing from generations and generations. And I
correct.
realized that nothing was a fact. Well, most of it was not a fact. It was just my thoughts.
Yeah,
Eh,
exactly.
it was just my thoughts and the stories I was telling myself, which were creating fear. And so when I wrote it down, and I realized all those things are tales. They're just tales. So what are the facts? The facts is that I married this man at one point, and I was in love with that man at one point, and then we had babies. and I thought he was the best thing ever invented.
Well said. Well said. I'm glad you can acknowledge that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
good.
And then I realized I had to trust my own instinct. At the time, I thought he was wonderful. And trusting that there was something in me that recognized the good in him, then I have faith that that
Exactly.
man is going to rise up and be the best dad that he can be.
Because by you giving him his space to become the parent that, I mean, it's not about controlling the other parent. He can be a good parent too, but in his own way. So it's about
Exactly.
accepting. It's about accepting and being the parent in his own way.
Exactly. And that really meant to let go of my expectations of what is supposed to happen when my children go with him.
Perfect.
So I wasn't the best parent. I didn't know how to be a parent. So nobody else is. So I had to accept the fact that he has his own process to grow and
Yes.
trial and error, and he's gonna have to try his best.
Correct.
And ultimately, I'm not responsible for anybody else's actions, and I'm including right now, I want to include the grandparents and the uncles and the aunts of the extended family because they have um, such influence in our kids as well.
Correct.
And the anxiety was not only about my ex, it was about everybody else too.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for me to let
So
go.
exactly, when you learn to let go
Yeah.
and trust that everybody's and everyone in the environment are there to contribute something good, because we need to focus on the good, then that's when co-parenting and harmony
It's
sets in.
exactly, exactly.
So again, what were your three steps that you defeat fear and anxiety? What were the three steps?
Humility to
Well,
accept that I'm not perfect. you know,
yeah, yeah.
humility and then defeating those thoughts that were causing the fear. And then the third one is faith. You have to
Well
have
said.
faith. And
You have to.
if you don't have faith in them and the co-parents, at least have faith in God, in your higher power, and know that everything is gonna get worked out.
All is well.
Yes.
Everything is working out well. I agree. I
Yeah,
totally. There's a saying from Abraham Hicks: things are always working out.
that's right.
Things are always working out.
That's
Okay,
right.
so then, why did you decide to co-parent in harmony? Why is this subject so? Why are we both aligned so passionately about co-parenting in harmony?
Well,
Why did you decide to co-parent in harmony?
well, Anna, as I mentioned to you before, well, personally, I didn't decide to co-parent. Just it just kind of happened because of the divorce, right? But to do it in harmony,
Correct.
um, basically, I can tell you that in my opinion, we are always co-parenting, even if we
Correct.
are still married and we have the same
You
dad.
mean still divorced? Still divorced?
No, I'm
Not
saying
married.
also parents that are married are
Correct.
co-parenting.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely right.
Yeah,
You're
because
absolutely
every
right.
person has their own style of
Correct.
thinking and values that they bring into the home. So, growing up as a child, my parents loved each other, but they fought really well.
As well for me.
They fought really well, and in that, they were very loving with us, to each one of us. But just the fact that they were fighting and they were not communicating effectively created this fear in me that, unfortunately, I grew up with a lot of misunderstandings. That's why I'm an expert on the uh,
Mental
development,
health.
mental health and development, and detoxing, because I did it myself. I had to do it first for myself, and that was the root basically of my life. And because I can really understand the children and how it is to feel in an environment that is very toxic, and that it can really bring just fear into your life that it doesn't come out until later in life.
Correct. And other relationships, yes,
And other,
exactly.
not only in other relationships, in everything that you do, it comes
Exactly.
out.
Work, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Everything. So that is why, to me, it's very important. The children are very important because they cannot process their feelings. They don't understand. Come on, adults cannot process their feelings.
Can you imagine a
Can
child?
you imagine a
Exactly.
child? Yeah, they don't even know what a
Exactly.
feeling is.
Exactly. Unless we teach them, unless us as parents teach them what happy means, what sad
Exactly.
means, what ecstatic means. Exactly.
Exactly.
But it's hard because most of us, most people don't even know how to express uh, happiness or sadness or
Right.
madness or joyfulness. Exactly. Yes.
We,
We
we
need
don't
to
we don't
learn this.
understand ourselves. Sometimes we think we're angry when we're really sad.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so can you
Exactly.
imagine if that's an adult? As an adult, I knew I was already like maybe 27 when I went through my divorce. And I did not even know that I have fear. So can you imagine a child? They really need us. We are the ones who are responsible. I'm not saying we, the parents, the bonus parents, the grandparents, everybody, all the people that are in their lives, we are all responsible for their emotional well-being because we are the ones who are watering that little seed.
The tree.
Yes.
Okay.
The,
Exactly. That's why I'm so passionate to make this massive impact in this co-parenting world,
yes.
because there's a lot of kids who are struggling. They are struggling, and so are the parents, and they need help.
Yes.
They need they need guidelines. And so,
Absolutely, Anna. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you just basically putting your entire life on the line for this subject
uh,
because
God bless you. Thank you.
and
So,
you are changing culture by just giving the resources to people.
well, I went on a beach vacation with my husband's
Hmm.
former spouse and her new husband, and
Wow.
my husband's ex-in-laws as well. And
Wow.
yes, and I made it happen because it was for our child's well-being. It was, my bonus son's well-being and the whole family. And let me tell you, this changed the whole family dynamic.
That's awesome.
I mean, we're doing amazingly well, and this is what I want to convey to other families, that it is possible, but you need to let go of the conflicts. You need, like you said, it has to do with the mental health, it has to do with the mindset.
Right.
We need to let go, because we're not here to become who's the favorite parent, and we're not here to
No.
blame. No, because
No.
like you said earlier, we all have our own ways of doing it, and we have
Absolutely.
to be accepting of it. Maybe you don't agree with it, fine, write it in your journal, but and that's it. As long as it doesn't damage the child, as long
Exactly.
as the child is not damaged, well, and move on,
Right.
accept it.
Well,
So
can I
my
interrupt you
last question,
one second
yes, go
about the
ahead, go ahead.
damaging the children? It's so important to know because this is where I felt like I was failing, and I just want to
Okay,
share with you.
go
I
ahead.
thought that I was damaging or he was damaging my children by not doing things my way.
Okay,
And the one thing that I had to learn is that I can try to be the best parent that I can be, but I can never protect my children from pain itself in life. There will always be pain, and I can only be the best parent I can be. I'm only responsible
exactly.
for my actions, my thoughts, my emotions, and he is for his. And I'm gonna make my own mistakes, and he's gonna make his own mistakes. And yes, there will be pain, but I just have to trust that everything will align itself.
And by thinking this way, by having this kind of mindset,
Mhm.
is perfect, because then you release the blaming, then you release the resentment, you release the hatred, then you release it. And like you said, you move on, you can do the best you can, you do the best you can,
Mhm.
and you just move on and accepting. And that will not damage the child. what damaged the child is the bad mouthing, is
Exactly. Yeah.
the parental annihilation,
Eh,
and no, and oh my God, God bless you. And you know what?
Bless you.
It takes a big person to say what you say, and it takes
Well,
really a
thank
big,
you,
yeah.
Anna. Thank you.
It
By the
does, it
grace of
does,
God,
it does. And I have one more question before we leave, because, well,
Sure.
my God, it goes by so fast, a
I
half
know.
an hour. How did you overlook the negativity of your ex and the family, and it turned it around into positive? How did you shift this in order? How did you create the ripple effect?
The ripple
How did you
effect.
how did you create the ripple effect
You
into a
know,
positive?
honestly, it's very easy to try and backlash when you feel that you're being attacked or that you're not being loved or accepted, right? But I have to stop for a minute and like doing again the work, the mental work. Are they really hating me? And the facts were that for most of my life in that marriage, they only showed me love, only love,
Mm,
and I had to focus on that. And I had to just remember that they love me, even though right now they're mad. And just the fact that they're upset about me deciding these things or whatever does not mean that they're not loving people.
correct.
And I had to focus on that and then take the step a little further, forgive them, and there's a proverb that says that a gentle word will turn off wrath.
Well, like we say over here,
Yeah.
how a simple act of kindness
Yes,
transform the future of your entire family. Like you said,
absolutely.
a simple word, a kind
A
word,
kind
exactly.
word. And that's I made it my mission to give love to them, even if they were yelling or not happy or just scared.
Yeah,
Scared of me
mainly
to
that's what
talk to.
it is.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But the
Yeah,
gentleness that, trying to come in and bring, like they say, a peace offering. A peace offering doesn't have to be a gift, but sometimes it
correct.
was. It's bringing
Okay.
a gift on Mother's Day to my ex-husband's new wife. That's bringing a peace offering. She had a baby, bringing a gift for the baby, celebrating with her new baby, things like that. If I run into his mom somewhere in the store, giving her a hug, things like that, like if nothing had happened, right? Because
Oh my God. Yeah,
yeah,
go on. We're so aligned, because whenever I see my bonus son's mom, we hug, we
mm,
kiss. At Mother's Day, I gave her a beautiful flower. All the mothers that were there, even those who weren't even mothers, it was just an act of kindness. So everybody
right.
felt validated.
Absolutely. And you know what they say, treat others as you would like to be treated. Well, I wanted to be treated this way because ultimately our decision to divorce or whatever had nothing to do with anyone else.
Correct.
And they didn't have to pay the price. And even my ex, he deserved to be treated with love and kindness because at the end of the day, he's still the father of my children.
Correct. And a beautiful human being.
Right? Exactly.
And a beautiful human being. Just because you're
Absolutely.
divorced doesn't make him that
An
he's a jerk or
ogre.
whatever. Yeah, yeah,
Monster.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful human being who loves his children. Maybe not the same way you do, but he does. He loves his children, and
Absolutely.
and for sure, giving them the space to parent their child, they'll become these amazing people as well.
Of course, because obviously there's love in their heart for them, you know? So we just have to give them that opportunity to figure it out because we all, come on, I'm still trying and I still have one at home. I have a 14-year-old, so I'm still making mistakes.
I mean, we're not perfect, and
Right.
we're not aiming for perfection as well either, right?
Right,
But
right.
we just want to be the best that we can be, and be the loving person that we are, and bring the best out of us and not the worst out of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Rocky, you are
Well,
amazing.
thank
You
you,
are
Anna.
amazing. You are a beautiful person. You have a beautiful heart. And thank you so much for contributing,
Well,
co
thank
parenting, and
you.
harmony, creating a ripple effect. For people who are listening to us, please purchase this book and read Rocky. Rocio Martinez story in the books. It's
Thank you.
beautiful, and it really makes you take a step back. So
Thank you.
our time is up. We need to wrap up. However, I want to ask you another question.
Sure.
How do you want to leave? What would you like to leave a tip for people who are listening right now? Another beautiful tip, according to our conversation of what we spoke. What would you like to leave this conversation with?
Just fill yourself with love. You know, I kept on hearing empty your cup, and I didn't know what it meant. So
Okay.
I learned this exercise from one of my coaches, and she said, just talk to the feeling, whatever that was, anxiety, hate, whatever, and say, I see that you're there. I'm letting you go. You serve your purpose, and now I'm letting you go, and I release you. And then you breathe it out, let it go, and now you say, now I'm ready to get filled with faith and love. Because,
Beautiful.
yeah. So I
It's beautiful.
encourage all the co-parents and the parents and the bonus parents and grandparents, just if you have love, everything else will fix itself, because with love we make better decisions.
It's all about love.
Yes, yes.
It is. It's all about love.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Well, thank
much.
you, Anna. Thank you. I
So
really
much for
appreciate
coming.
you so much.
So do I. I appreciate you very much as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So for people who are listening, purchase Co-Parenting in Harmony, Creating a Ripple Effect. Rocio Rocky's information is also in the back of her book. You can, there's a back of the my book, sorry, but there's also her information in the back of the book. She has a website that you can also go on her website. There's a whole bunch of information for her if you'd like to reach her. You can do that as well. So thank you again. We
Thank you,
need to
Anna.
wrap up.
Bless you.
Thank you again. And you know what? Keep doing the amazing work that you're doing, because I cannot impact the world alone. I mean, it takes a lot of people,
We all have to, yeah.
and thank you for joining in, and thank you,
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
thinking the same way about co-parenting and harmony. Well, going to make this
It's an
massive
honor.
impact in
It's
the
an
world.
honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Keep
it's an
keep
honor
doing
too.
an awesome work. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.